Good afternoon, and again, welcome to Debate Week, the general election debates. We are back. We are joined again. This is the next to last debate that is taking place, the finale tomorrow night, the gang running for Attorney General. But this afternoon, the candidates for Lieutenant Governor are joining us, sitting down again as our general election debates continue. And let's meet those candidates. Mr. Bob Healy. Mr. Healy, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
The Democrat incumbent Lieutenant Governor, Elizabeth Roberts. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for joining us. Great to have you here as well. And Mr. Bob Venturini. Mr. Venturini, thank you for joining us. Welcome back to our outstanding panelists for our debate. Former Attorney General, talk show host, now author, Arlene Violet.
Hello there.
It's good to see you. Good to see you back. And Jim Hummel of the Hummel Report.
Billy, afternoon.
It's good to see you. Did I say good morning? And it's funny.
This is not your shift, is it?
I wrote good afternoon here and read it as good morning. Today's debate is made possible by Dunkin' Donuts. It's interruption-free. We thank Dunkin' Donuts for their generosity. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. A reminder, video of this debate is available, 630WPRO.com. You can vote on today's winner there as well by texting VOTE to 68683. Now, coming up after the debate, we'll have a special edition of the Matt Allen Show as Arlene and Jim join Matt to analyze today's debate and take your phone calls. The campaigns have agreed to rules and time restrictions. Those rules are available at 630WPRO.com, where you can check them out. Let's get going with, again, our next to last debate on Debate Week. We start with an opening statement from Mr. Bob Healy. Bob?
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Bob Healy. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor on the platform of seeking to eliminate the office. Constitutionally, the state of Rhode Island has a constitution that under Article 9, Section 9, which prescribes the duties of the Lieutenant Governor to wait for the death or incapacity or removal of the governor. I think that is pretty much the extent of the job for that particular office. I think that the $1 million spent on an office like that is a waste of taxpayers' dollars. What I would do is I would take the office, I would serve as Lieutenant Governor, however, I would not take compensation of roughly $100,000, and I would not hire the staff of roughly another $900,000. So in essence, what I would be doing is being the Lieutenant Governor, but not having a staff and not taking a pay while serving in that capacity.
Thank you, Mr. Healy. Lieutenant Governor Roberts. Oh, excuse me. The order, Mr. Bob Venturini. Bob.
Well, thank you for having me here. Because the legislator robbed the Lieutenant Governor's office, I think, and some people think it should be shut down. I have a better idea. Why not work to reinstate its authority so we have a balance of powers as our forefathers had intended? Voters have a real opportunity to turn the Lieutenant Governor's office into a watchdog and policy center, to work in the executive branch as a right hand to the governor, no matter who is running in that office. Elizabeth Roberts has had 4 years and says it's not enough. How about 14 years as a legislature for 10 years and 4 years as the Lieutenant Governor? She spent $4 million while accomplishing very little, standing on the side of political and special interests and receiving $1.2 million in contributions. Bob Healy's media-grabbing gimmick saying he will eliminate the office would take 2 to 4 years in a constitutional convention to do so. He knows that. And the money he claims to save would end up in the general treasury for the legislature to grab, and he knows that too. What if the real crisis happened and the office was shut down? Do we call Bob Healy's cell phone?
Mr. Venturini,
I hope Rhode Islanders are too smart to drink that Kool-Aid.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to the questions. We'll start with the questions for... I'm sorry, Lieutenant Governor Elizabeth Roberts, her opening statement, not to rush.
Thank you so much, Phil. And also to Jim and Arlene. Thank you to all the listeners for taking the time this afternoon to hear about my ideas for Rhode Island. I'm Elizabeth Roberts, your Lieutenant Governor, and I'm running to continue to work for you, bringing real results to Rhode Island families and businesses. Throughout this debate, you will hear me talk about what I've done as Lieutenant Governor and what I will do over the next 4 years. And as you are listening, I encourage you to keep in mind that whoever is elected on November 2nd will serve as Lieutenant Governor for the next 4 years and will be next in line to the governor. And that 20 times in the past 10 years, lieutenant governors around the country have taken over as governor, including right next door in Connecticut and Massachusetts. We need a lieutenant governor who is serious, someone who has a deep understanding of how things run, and someone who is committed to continuing to take on some of the most difficult issues facing Rhode Islanders, not someone who is interested in creating more slogans, more gimmicks, and more self-promotion. Rhode Islanders need real leadership. Thank you, and I look forward to tonight's debate.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor.